And should the rest of us be worried about being hacked as well? Exhibitors in Las Vegas say nearly every kind of household device can now be connected to the internet, but there are warnings our homes are becoming more vulnerable to cyber attacks.
A Japanese firm is replacing some workers with robots. Are you worried that the growth of artificial intelligence might replace your job? We have a call out on Twitter at AJ English, and you can connect with us with the hashtag AJNewsGrid.
Jake Ward there in Vegas. Leah, you know, what we see there with this Internet of Things, it shows things which are supposed to make our life easier, right? Do some jobs for us. I start to worry that we get into this whole the robots are taking over situation.
Well, they are in many ways. They've taken jobs and they continue to take jobs. A Japanese firm has just announced that they are going to replace more than 30 employees with artificial intelligence or AI. You could also just call it robots. So in many ways, robots are taking over, and they're taking over a lot of jobs here. This is out of London since 2001. Technological advancements have been the reason for 32,000 secretaries losing their jobs, 30,000 account clerks. This one down here, something that I'm guilty of, is travel agents. If you go online, you don't need a travel agent anymore. So people are really losing their jobs. A lot of this, not just robots, but also because of computers and intelligence in general. And the risk of losing your job is largely at the mercy of where you're from, where you live. If you're from Ethiopia, you have an 85% chance of losing your job from AI in the coming years. South Africa, 67%. If you live in Argentina, not as bad, 65. The UK, USA, right around 47 and 35%. So if you're in Ethiopia, I mean, this is a concerning thing, and largely because of the types of jobs, again, that these robots are consuming. We have a call out on Twitter. We've been chatting with a lot of you online, asking you if you're worried that your job may be replaced. Nigato's here. She says not at all, unless they can find a robot that can care for old people. She said that she was wondering, you know, would you even want someone to, a robot to help you? Get this plugged in here. See, my technology doesn't work sometimes. I don't think a robot could do this job. But she's here saying that, no, where's the humanity in all of this? You can't have a robot taking care of old people. But Abdul here is not as concerned. He says it will not replace my job, but will make it more accessible and more transparent. But the World Economic Forum is calling this the fourth industrial revolution, and they said most of it hasn't even started yet. They put the projection of this all beginning, really kicking up steam in 2018. So it's an ongoing conversation. We'd love to hear from you. You can get in touch with me at Leah Harding AJE, or take our poll at AJ English. Use the hashtag AJNewsGrid.
Yeah, emotive topic, isn't it? Always is. What did you find on it today? Well,
this isn't a new conversation online. This has been ongoing, and it picked up a lot of steam in December of 2015 when there was an apology from the Japanese government to South Korea for the sex slaves, also known as comfort women. Tokyo also offered $8.7 million in compensation for these women, and that is when the conversation really peaked, but then it continues today. This is a tweet here from Alistair Gale. He is a journalist out of Japan, saying that most former Korean comfort women accepted the 2015 apology and compensation from Japan, but the activists, they did not. That is why this conversation is ongoing today. On the front page of the Japan Times here, you have the story that we're talking about now, that Japan has been recalling their envoys over the new comfort women statue in Busan. Again, this is something that online, Marzia here sums up a lot of the sentiment that we're seeing, especially on Twitter. I have nothing but respect and admiration for those who erected the comfort woman statue in front of the Japanese consulate in Busan. Sylvia Yu Friedman here, she's a writer and journalist out of China. She wrote a book on comfort women about the importance of their voices being heard, and had an article here in the South China Morning Post saying that reconciliation cannot wait for the comfort women victims of wartime Japan. There are only 39 known comfort women still alive, many of them in their 90s, as this picture shows here, the difference between the woman, the girl in the statue, and the old ladies that are these comfort women today. This is an international conversation here. This is not just between Japan and South Korea, but in China as well. This picture here sums it up, a statue that was put up at the Shanghai Normal University in China with a South Korean girl on the left, a Chinese girl in the middle, a stand of solidarity that together this region, they are speaking out against what happened during World War II, but are also trying to shed light here on the women that are still alive who had to live through this, also seen in those pictures here. An ongoing conversation. We would love to hear from you. I've been tweeting about this at Leah Harding AJE, or you can join in on the broader conversation at #AJNewsGrid.